INFJs, what if you didn't have to fake confidence, hustle, do what everybody else does in order to make money, in order to create abundance in your life? It so often seems like it's one or the other. Either I choose integrity, either I choose being myself, or I can make money. But the truth is, you can be in the most harsh environment and still not only prosper, but allow yourself to be as much in your energy as you possibly can. Yes, it's going to be easier when you're in your own space and you don't have to interact with anybody that you don't want to. But I can tell you, not only from personal experience, but having worked with INFJs on this, it's totally possible to live your essence in any environment and really make so much impact and create the kind of abundance you want from it and being respected at the same time. So today, let's talk about how to make money, how to create abundance as an INFJ while choosing to be yourself. No more games, no more charades, no more playing like you're somebody else in order to make it, but leaning all into who you are. Remember, before we get started, this month's INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp call is all about INFJ prosperity. So it's all about abundance, creating financial stability, and doing that all while being in integrity with yourself. We're going to talk about this topic as if it's something as normal as passing the salt. So often in our more spiritual sphere, it seems like something nobody should be talking about, but it is part of life. We do need it to pay our bills. We do need it to create the life we want to live. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to make money as an INFJ while being yourself. If you want to join us on our live call this Saturday, as well as kick off the entire month of INFJ Prosperity with us, then join a bootcamp now. So join our amazing community of INFJs. Best if you do this before tomorrow, before our live call, so you can kick it off together with us. Everything you need to know in order to join, you can find through the links in the description. Number one, make your energy your product. So this works if you're in a corporate job, if you're in a small business, if you're a freelancer, if you have your own business, it does not matter. People remember how you made them feel. And so this is one of our biggest qualities. On top of all of the tangible things like writing a document or having a conversations, what we bring to the table is an energy. We are able to coordinate, we're able to strategize, we're able to really make it all about the vision. We can change the entire dynamic of a room if we choose to. So it's on us to lean into that narrative. We're not really exchanging time for money, we're creating a transformation. And this transformation can happen within a workplace and it can happen if you do your own thing. In all situations, you are changing something from within. And you don't have to voice it particularly in a way of, oh, I'm here to transform things. But put yourself in situations where exactly this is needed, where that is going to make the biggest impact. So this, for example, is you joining a company or a team within a company that is not completely established, where the rules are not set really rigidly, because then you can actually thrive in that black box and create structure out of nothing. You can create transformation. You can help coordinate a team. You can create strategies in order to move your company into a certain direction. Really start defining for yourself that your energy is the product and it needs to be valued specifically monetarily. So if you are not defining this for yourself, if you're not saying that is worth that, nothing will happen. And I can give you an example for that. So think about fashion. Think about some great masterpieces in art. It's not that that painting inherently is worth 1 million, but somebody says, I think this is valuable. I think this is art. I think this has value. And this is the price I'm willing to pay for it. And this is how we have to look at our energy. And just like art, this is not something that is only subjective. For a lot of people, looking at art will transform something in them. This is not just some random thing. This is not that everybody has just decided that this painting is special and that other painting isn't. There's something that that painting evokes in you. You can see and you can sense that emotion. There's really a tangible transformation happening. And your energy is similar to that. And you have to be the one who starts giving it value. If you're not defining that this is valuable, nobody else can. You can't wait for people to recognize that worth. You know what you bring to the table, even before other people can. This is part of being an INFJ, seeing the value we bring to other people before they see it. So if we're not the ones who say this is valuable, we can't wait for other people to see that it is. You can do as much as you like. If you are not valuing it, nobody else will. Number 2, lead with clarity, not performance. INFJs don't have to be the loudest in the room, but we have to speak up. We have to say our truth. We have to live out our truth. We have to show up authentically. And that means that we're not going to perform in order to make other people comfortable. We're also not going to perform from a perspective of, I'm going to rebel so much because I know that you're not going to like me, so why even try? No, you come into a workspace. If you're in a job, if you have your own business, if you're a freelancer, it does not matter. Make it abundantly clear what you stand for and what you're doing. So if you're somebody who creates transformation, don't shy away from it. Even if it sounds weird at first, know that this is what you have to offer. We don't have to use esoteric language to do that. But if we're not even willing to name it clearly because we think that it's not going to be accepted anyway, and we're sort of going to pretend like we're somebody else, it's not going to work. I can give you an example when I was still working. So the last job that I had, I've talked about, that was a top tier consulting agency in banking. When I was there, I made it abundantly clear. I'm not here to work a lot. I'm not here to write a lot of documents. I'm not good at it. I don't like it. What I'm good at is coming up with ideas. What I'm good at is creating concepts. What I'm good at is creating a vision. And what I was able to do is to gain a client's trust and making them see the vision that I have for them, because I understood what they're lacking, I understood what their pain points were, and I knew what to focus on. And if you approach any kind of situation, no matter what your job is, no matter what you're doing, from that perspective, everything changes. So if you're, for example, a physical therapist, and you know when people come to you, they're not going to get the cookie cutter version of physical therapy. You will understand where that pain is coming from. You'll understand what this is all about, what needs to change holistically. Like all of those things. You don't have to be performative. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else. You don't have to play by rules that society says up for you. What you have to do is to be really clear about the transformation they're going to get. Don't shy away from this. Make your language around it clean. This is happening. These are the results I'm getting. And I'm not ashamed to stand in my power. Although this might sound weird to you, I bring results. And I know I'm going to bring value to whoever I join and whatever I do. Number 3, build an offer around your expertise. So this is all about recognizing what you can do, what others can't. You don't have to be a generalist. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. And particularly if you're in an environment where there are already 5 of those kinds of people who are doing so many of those things that they're good at and you're not that good at, you don't go in there and say, oh, I'm going to be the 6th person here and I'm going to try to do what they're doing and I might be maybe just as good as they are. No, what are you bringing to the table that others are not? What are you able to create that is hard for others? So often we shy away from showing that because we don't want people to feel uncomfortable. But this is actually our biggest offer. We get to offer an expertise that is missing. Very often we see what is missing, but that is how we have to define it. So if we want to thrive in any kind of environment, even if it's in one that seems cutthroat, if you position yourself as the one who's going to close the gap that others can't, you're going to be able to not only create abundance for yourself, but you're also going to be well respected because you're automatically going into this saying, I'm not good at those things. Like you have enough people who are doing this. What I bring to the table is this. Can you do something with that? Will that help you? I think so. So if you think that as well, great. Let me make some money for you. So that's the kind of approach we need. We need to build an offer around our expertise, our essence, and what we bring to the table that others might not be able to create. Number 4, stop waiting to feel ready. Whatever new job that you start, whatever new endeavor you take on, you're always going to suck in the beginning. This is a fact. This is not something that you can, rationalize out of the way. This is not something you can avoid by preparing overly. Whatever you start, you're not going to understand it first. You're going to have an exponential learning curve. I've created videos on this. This is just how our mind works. But you have to be okay with not being good enough in the beginning and still doing it. You have to trust the fact that if you're put in a situation where you have to survive, you will find a way, because guess what? You're an INFJ. You found your way out of numerous situations in the past that seemed like there is no way out, but you found it. You found a way to make it work for you. It's that knowledge that will help you to move forward. But you can't wait to understand it all. You have to take action, particularly for us as INFJs. Our last function, SE, this is our blind spot in so many ways. This is what we have to take on. We will get the insights once we take the action. We will get the insight once we're in that environment. We can't visualize everything if we don't have any more information. And the only information we're going to get is by actually taking the action, seeing what it means, being okay to fail, being okay to suck at whatever we take on, and know that we're not building our self-confidence on the fact that we create this amazing results in the beginning, but we build our confidence on the promises we keep to ourselves. And if I said, I'm going to take this on and I'm going to try my best and I will stay there until I fail and I can learn from it, or I see that I have to pivot, then that's how it's going to be. I'm definitely not quitting, because in the beginning, I'm not going to be able to hack it. Allow yourself the time to really take it all in and hack it on your terms. And number 5, own your impact out loud. INFJs so often win quietly. I catch myself doing this all the time, and I'm still not somebody who wants to share with everybody all my wins. I particularly don't do it with my friends. And then months later, I tell them when I just take up a little bit of space to talk about my thing. So I know it's not in our nature. I know that we don't want to share our wins all the time because we just intrinsically don't care. We know that we have our wins for ourselves, and that's good. But also know that if you're not speaking about your wins, if you're not speaking about your impact, people will underestimate you. People will undervalue you. And it's not their fault because it's not tangible. You don't have to shove it down people's throats. We know those kinds of people that are constantly telling you, I achieved this and I did this and I'm so great at this. We don't have to do this. But you have to state it clearly. You have to stop hiding it. That's what it takes. Make it so that if somebody wants to know and you're in a position where it makes sense for them to know, because then they're going to appreciate what you bring to the table, then state it out. Don't undersell yourself because you want to come across as humble. It's in nobody's best interest. Even the people that you want to work for, who you want to create impact for, if they know what you're able to do, they're going to allow you to help them even more. So stop selling yourself short. And this is not only important in your personal relationships, this is also important when it comes to anything connected with you creating prosperity in your life. Remember, if you want to join us and go deep into this and find out what works really well for INFJs, the strategies that I have worked out and we as a group of INFJs have worked through the last couple of years and have refined and we continuously take on, then join us before tomorrow's live call. We're going to talk about INFJ prosperity in this call, and it's also going to be the main topic in our Facebook group for the entire month. So join us and let's take this on together. Everything you need to know in order to join us now, you can find through the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.